guys, it's Sue here, and I'm back with the TBR video. First off, let me apologize if I sound a little nasally or froggy here throughout this video, but I am battling a summer cold, so we just all have to deal with it. So, this is a TBR video for June, and it's something I don't generally do, but I'm going to be participating in something called Japanese June, which is a project for the entire month of June, focused entirely on reading Japanese literature or books by Japanese authors. This was created by Colleen over at Little Ghost Creations, and I'll put a link to her channel down below. So for this particular project, she's come up with 3 challenges, which if you'd like to, you can participate in. You don't necessarily have to, but I am going to because I do have books that fit these particular challenges. The first one is to read a book by Haruki Murakami. Now, I've read about 3 books by this particular author so far. I'm not a huge fan. I read The Wind-Up Bird Chronicles, which I rather enjoyed, but the other 2 were kind of hit or miss for me. So we'll see how this goes. But I have a copy here of Kafka on the Shore. Seems to be one of his more favorite books, so we'll see. It's about a 15-year-old named Kafka Tamura who runs away from home after his father makes this kind of dark prophecy, so he's trying to run from that. And there's another man, an older man named Nakata, tracker of lost cats, it says, never recovered from a bizarre childhood affliction, and his simple life is completely turned upside down. It says, as their parallel odyssey unravels, cats converse with people, fish tumble from the sky, a ghost-like pimp deploys a heckle-spouting girl of the night. A forest harbors soldiers apparently unaged since World War II. There's a savage killing, but the identity of both the victim and killer is a riddle. It's one of the many which combine to create an elegant and dreamlike masterpiece. So you never quite know what you're going to get with a Murakami book. There's all sorts of magical realism and weird things thrown in there, and usually a cat. We'll see. It's about 500 pages, kind of chunky one, and hopefully I'll like this particular one. The second challenge is to read a book by a female author, and I had this one on my shelf already, Natsuo Kirino's Out. Just love this cover. This is the UK cover, and there's a couple others by that author that have matching type covers. And it's about a woman who, it's like a factory worker, and she ends up killing her gambling, philandering husband, and she enlists the help of her 3 other friends to help dismember and hide the body parts. So unfortunately, the police happen to discover these body parts and start investigating this homicide. And now they're being hounded by a Yakuza loan shark who knows their secret. And apparently there's someone else, a ruthless nightclub owner, who the police suspect of killing this man. And so he is out for revenge since he is taking the blame for this murder. So kind of a psychological thriller, maybe along the lines of Gillian Flynn. I don't know. We'll see. But another kind of chunky one. This is also just over 500 pages, so almost a little bit more than the Murakami book. And the third and final challenge is to read a graphic novel or manga, and for that I chose Naoki Urasawa's Master Keaton. This is volume 1. It has a super cool cover. Looks like a map in the background there. And it's about a man named Taichi Keaton, who is an insurance agent, also a former member of the SAS, educated in archaeology. And he ends up going to Greece to investigate some $1 million, or £1 million, I should say, case. And it says, what will he discover amidst his scuffles with bloodthirsty thieves and assassins? I really like this particular manga because he did Monster, which is just fantastic. I'm still reading my way through that one, though. There's some color pages at the beginning. There's a lot of really detailed background work in his drawings, which I like. Let's make another good example. Here we go, like with the streets and things. And yeah, I'm intrigued. Should be a kind of mystery kind of thing. We'll see how that goes. I'm also going to be reading Harmony by Project Ito. The project is, I think it's like a pen name or something. And this is a YA dystopian book. It's actually about a utopian society that is in search of perfect health for all members of society. I'll go ahead and read a bit of the description for you. It says, in the future, utopia has finally been achieved thanks to medical nanotechnology and a powerful ethic of social welfare and mutual consideration. This perfect world isn't that perfect, though. And 3 young girls stand up to totalitarian kindness and super medicine by attempting suicide via starvation. The plan fails, but one of the girls, Tuan Kiri, grows up to be a member of the World Health Organization. As a crisis threatens the harmony of the new world, Tuan rediscovers another member of the Suicide Pact, and together they must help save the planet from itself. So, a Japanese YA dystopian book. Sounded intriguing. I thought I'd give it a try. This next book is one I saw on Charlie's channel over Dubé Day Devours, and it is entitled The Suicide Forest by Jeremy Bates. So the description says, just outside of Tokyo lies Aokigahara, a vast forest and one of the most beautiful wilderness areas in Japan, and also the most infamous spot to commit suicide in the world. Legend has it that the spirits of those many suicides are still roaming, haunting deep in the ancient woods. When bad weather prevents a group of friends from climbing neighboring Mount Fuji, they decide to spend the night camping in Aokigahara. But they get more than they bargained for when one of them is found hanged in the morning, and they realize there might be some truth to the legend after all. So, yeah, Japanese horror, love it. Really intrigued by the subject and the fact that this place actually exists. I think it has the second highest rate of suicides next to, like, the Golden Gate Bridge. So, creepy. Have to pick it up. And while I was searching for this online, I also came across a graphic novel on the same topic, also entitled The Suicide Forest. This is by L. Torres. So again, these two books are both not by Japanese authors, but they are taking place in Japan, so I'm kind of including it in this particular TBR. So this one is a very short description. It just says, the legend of Aokigahara Forest, which lies just outside of Tokyo, says that those who have committed suicide in the massive wilderness are cursed to have their souls trapped within its very roots. Unfortunately for Alan, his girlfriend Masami committed her suicide there, and she's now on an eventual mission to ruin his life. Sounded really intriguing. I kind of flipped through a couple sample pages of the artwork. Not kind of my favorite. It has a muddy brown look to it, undefined edges. We'll see if I can get used to it, but just because of the subject it's about, I was intrigued and I thought I'd go ahead and pick that up as well. For the rest of the month, if I come across anything else, I will, I'll keep an eye out and see if there's anything good, maybe novels or something come up. But otherwise, I'll just kind of flesh out the rest of the month with various manga that I have on my shelves, including Oku, The Inner Chambers by Fumi Yoshinaga. And I absolutely love this. This is volume 5 and volume 6. And it's about a plague that has sort of wiped out the male population, most of the male population, not all of it, during the Edo period in Japan. So women are stepping into roles traditionally held by males, like the shogun. Lots of political intrigue within it, action, and beautiful, beautiful artwork. Some really amazing full panel pages. Really intriguing characters. It is for mature audiences, so there are some graphic scenes in some cases, but just really, really loving this series. I'm not sure how many there are, but I plan on finishing this whole series. I also have like a horror manga called Higurashi When They Cry. This is by Rurikisho07. I don't know if that's some kind of pen name, but it was based on some, I think they call it a novel game, maybe like an anime type game, and it's turned into a manga, and there's various arcs. So this particular one is the Abducted by Demons arc, and it consists of 2 volumes, and there's a total of like 8 arcs within this thing. And I think there's different artists through each arc from what I gather. Not a whole lot of description of it, just says, life couldn't be better for Kaiichi Maebara. Sure, he's moved to a sleepy little town where nothing happens in high school, consists of a one-room schoolhouse. But his new friends and fellow students are all cute girls. When he happens upon a story about a grisly local murder, however, his contentment turns to uneasiness as he finds himself drawn into a web of silent intrigue that involves his newfound friends and threatens his very existence. So it sounded pretty cool and creepy. Nice artwork throughout it. And yeah, I'll give that one a try too. Like I said, just kind of fill it up with the rest of manga and things like that. So yeah, I'm going to be doing Japanese June. If you guys are going to be participating, let me know. And like I said, I'll put a link to Colleen's original video down below. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.